founding pillars of FIFA this year is a kind of term we call true player motion. And what this really encompasses is the ability this year to accurately reflect step-based locomotion using a feature we call precision movement.
It means that every step within the game counts. Foot sliding is now eliminated and players use like true biomechanics to move from one side to the other. You can see that transition of weight from one leg as they turn into the other. It dramatically changes the feel, the look, the realism of the game. It means that you really need to think about how you use the sprint button. It gives you much more control while sprinting, but because we're preserving momentum, it keeps the balance.
Spot a collision about to happen and allows players to react accordingly and try and avoid it.
It means that they're aware of players coming towards them. It means they can brace for impact. It can get their bodies out of the way. It's creating this incredible level of realism when two players are interacting with each other. It means you can now use body position to win back the ball, which when you look at real football, so many times players win back the ball just because they get their body in the right position and they steal the player out, stopping them from winning the ball back. It's so important in the modern game.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Smitty here, and showcasing, this is Madden 25, of course, and showcasing player movement, because as you guys seen in the FIFA clips that I've shown you, you see how the player movement is a lot more, how they accounted for player movement as well as player interactivity respectfully on the field. That's something that we definitely need to see happen in Madden. See that be blown out a lot more, because the interactions between players right now, outside of it being scripted, it's very, like, there isn't a lot to tell visually what's happening on the field. So, but getting into this first part here, and I have a FIFA clip that embodies what I'm talking about in terms of both player movement and on-field interaction between players. Now here, this is, you know, two levels of player movement that we need. Okay, one would be more of a mid-level. I mean, you know, the lowest level is where you're just basically trotting on the field, doing a more rounded out kind of run, so you're not planting as hard at all. This would be more of a mid-level plant, where you see Johnson plant here, but he's trying to turn up field. You know, plant to change direction, but not in the hardest of fashion. So you see it here. See, he's not running super hard yet, but then this is where it gets aggressive. Now he's running across the field. Speed is gathering up, momentum is gathering up in the direction going towards the right. Now here I got control of him and I want to change direction and take the ball upfield toward the left. So I'm just using the analog stick, no turbo, and you see how he just chopped for maybe one step, and then he makes the hard plant to be more, makes the more aggressive plant, because you see how his stride opens up a lot more there versus how he did off the line of scrimmage, and try and turn it upfield there, and then he gets took down. So this is the kind of stuff that we need to see, and we need to see these kind of things unfold in Madden, because you bring these elements into the game, this is what's going to eliminate those cheesy methods of doing swerve runs and all kinds of stuff like that. Because if you're planting, like I said, if you're changing direction and you want to all of a sudden change from left to right, it would be great to see somebody have to actually plant their feet or chop and take about 3 or 4 steps. Now here he didn't have to take nearly as many steps because he didn't have as much momentum built up before changing direction. But they have it in this game where if you take more steps and if you have more speed built up, then it's going to take you, maybe 3 or 4 steps before you take that plant and change your direction. So let me show you guys a FIFA clip here in regards to this, and I'm going to end the video with that. Alright guys, now in this next example right here to finish the video up, this is showcasing the player movement in FIFA 14 from the video. Like you had the video clips play, but this is it in action here. And I mean, I know I'm going in the Wayback Machine with it, with these examples, but the potency of the player movement and these principles is there. Now it's truly there, and I mean, it looks really good. And this is the stuff that I want to see driven home in Madden, because you see the player movement across the board here. Like, I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit. and you see how the player movement, you see very minimal shifting and warps happening, and the player movement is so true here. Even on this part, this is what really caught me on the play here. Watch how he follows through. He tries to do a move, and you still see player movement is true. Okay, slight, like I said, you see shifting, but it's very minimal. Digs into plant, turn up field aggressively. Now he's changing direction accordingly here, as you guys see. Like I said, game's not perfect. You know, no game's gonna be perfect, but the point here is that you see him dribbling. Now you see Neymar come into the picture, and this is what I'm talking about, the player physicality on the defending. He interrupts the play, and his momentum carries him into his body, but you still see the player movement there be true, despite, you know, in spite of what's going on. Look at the footwork throughout. He has the ball. He's trying to, you know, he's trying to keep it for himself and protect it. Now you see the ball shift there a bit. You know, that's supposed to represent Neymar kicking it. You know, like Neymar comes up and he gets his foot on the ball. You know, not the cleanest of fashions, but outside of that, though, you get the point. The physical body is respected. They jostle with each other accordingly. He tried to spin, and his body, you know, he's off balance, and he ends up taking a few steps back here on the, you know, during that possession, as you guys see there. And you see Neymar's footwork there respectively as he gets control of the ball. So these are the kind of points that I wanted to showcase to you guys. This is the kind of stuff that we definitely need to see in Madden. So, you know, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section, and I'll definitely be back with more videos. Definitely like and share the video, and of course subscribe. So I'll holler at you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and God bless. Peace.